Hey YouTube, it's CJ. So, I know when I started this channel I said that I was going to make updates about my personal transition as well as other trans topics. Well, it's about time I make a trans topic video. So, the first one I'm going to do is going to be a book review on this. This is the book Just Add Hormones by Matt Kailey, subtitle An Insider's Guide to the Transsexual Experience. I just want to start off by saying that this is a really good fucking book. I think every single trans guy could benefit from this in one way or another. It's very useful, it's very informative. It'll also make you rethink about some of the topics within the transgender community. Why can't I say that fucking word? Okay. Community. He also includes some excerpts, like, from his own personal story and, like, his background and his experience with, being trans. I believe that this book can be used kind of, like, as a basis, like, to give, like, as a basis to give you your own, to let you form your own thoughts and opinions, because he has some really good thoughts and opinions. He expresses his views very often, some of which I don't agree with. I don't agree with some of the points that he makes, which is fine, because he even says, like, I know not everyone will agree with me, which is kind of cool because now I have that opinion, and before this book I didn't. So it kind of works out whether you agree or disagree with him. It just gives you something to think about. So it can either, challenge some viewpoints that you already have, or reinforce them. A little bit about the author, Matt Kailey. He's obviously a trans guy, but he identifies as trans, not as male. And his reasoning for this is he said that he was experiencing a lot of dysphoria when he goes into the mirror every day and expects to see a man. And he thought that he would never be a man. So what he basically did is think of himself as a trans man. And if he could expect a trans man in the mirror, then he will be okay and he experiences less dysphoria. Okay, if it works for you, it works for you, but that's him. Also, it has a really awesome glossary in the back. I found it very useful to clear up some stuff. He provides definitions for a whole bunch of terms like gender presentation, gender identity disorder, gender reassignment, gender variant, phalloplasty, top surgery, neutral pronouns such as Z or Xi. I don't know, binary gender system, all sorts of stuff like that. He provides an actual, definition for you, which brings me to the topic of that this book can be a really great book, even if you're not trans, even if you just want to learn about it, just to get some insight on kind of like the experience, or even just to learn some of the terms, or if you have a transgender friend and you want to kind of like relate to what's going on with him or her. Mainly him, because this is geared towards trans guys, but I guess either way, you would just have to just do it backwards, I guess. So all in all, this is a really great read. I definitely recommend it if you want to be slightly entertained and be able to relate to what the author is saying in regards to trans stuff, and even if you want some new information, or some old information repeated so that it kind of sinks in. Also, it's really small. I got through it in a few days, and it's actually due today, so I have to go turn it back in right now. I borrowed it from the library. Another thing about Matt Kailey, he is an older trans guy. I think when he wrote this, he was 42. It says that on his like, the inside cover here. I can read it for you, I think. Can I read it for you? Is that, like, No, it's not plagiarism, because it's obviously from here. I want to read a little part of it. It's just from the flap here. I think it's kind of interesting. It kind of spark your interest. It says, Matt Kailey lived as a straight woman for the first 42 years of his life. Though happy as a social worker and teacher, he knew something wasn't right. Then he made some changes. With the help of a good therapist, chest surgery, and some strong doses of testosterone, Kailey began his journey toward becoming a man. As his body morphed and his voice dropped, Kailey began noticing subtle shifts in the way he was treated. Men suddenly stopped offering to change flat tires for him, but insisted on talking to him about women and bodily functions. Women got nervous when he baby talked to their infants, but routinely asked him to move heavy things around the office. In these everyday exchanges, Kailey recognized the many ways we define what it means to be male. He also realized that with a few role models, he had to learn to accept himself as a person between two genders. As he writes about his transition transition from female to male, Kailey answers all the questions you've ever had about what it's like to live as a transsexual. From the fear of public restrooms to deciding whether to pack his pants, Kailey explains what the world looks like from his new vantage point, a position more people are discovering as gender transitions become increasingly common. More than a memoir, Just Add Hormones is full of sound advice for those who may be questioning their gender. And through his story, Kailey offers valuable insights to the families and friends of those who have started a transition. Funny, fresh, and incredibly candid, Just Add Hormones can help us all consider, and even laugh at, our own notions of what it means to be a man or a woman. So yeah, so read it. It's only 158 pages, so it's a really quick read. Even if you don't like reading, you could probably get through this. Yeah, that was my review. 5 out of 5 for this book. This guy did a good job. I will talk to you guys later. I'm actually going to make another video right now because today is my 4 months on T. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. Okay, have a good one. Bye.